teaching and learning, especially a Nigerian perspective. And the presenter is Dian Octavia, and she will explain to you about the instructional media in teaching and learning in Nigerian perspective. So, Dian, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay guys, in here I'm going to talk about instructional media in teaching and learning, a Nigerian perspective. As far as I know, instructional media in Nigerian perspective almost same like Indonesian. And the keyword is instructional media, Nigerian, teaching and learning. Next, the use of media as channel of communication has been in existence since the Stone Age when wrong. Yeah, as far as we know, the communication has been exist since the Stone Age. It means the long ago in the past. The people communicate with other by write something in the stone or communicate by the letter and others to get and share much information. So in Nigerian, it's like Indonesian too. And according to Fakomobon 2003, there are other problems that can be identified in relation to instructional media in teaching and learning in Nigerian. The problems is the equipment and the devices and the electricity. As far as we know, the electricity in Nigerian very not like in the advanced country. In Nigerian, same like Indonesia, there is some village, some area that have not electricity to support their activity and audiovisual, and there is a high rate of equipment breakdown. This is the problem comes from Nigerian perspective. Second is instructional media. Instructional media are the human and non-human devices, material or methodologies used by lecturers to overcome all learning problems, including noise factor. So in instructional media, also the media for human and non-human. As far as we know, like honey, how to communicate with others. We know that they do some things to communicate and sharing much information. And Henrik Molenda Russell and Smaldino 2002 state that properly designed instructional media can enhance and promote learning and support teacher-based instruction. Instructional media can support teachers how to teach effectively, how to give the material to the students by the instructional media. And using instructional media for effective teaching and learning. The example of using instructional media is computer. This is in here. I use the computer to share to you much information, and I also use projector or infocus to share to you my material. This is a kind of instructional media to help teaching and learning between us. And like a radio or TV broadcast, one-way communication of sound or machine picture with sound from a central station. Like radio is we only hear the sound, but we cannot see the picture. But this is the one of ways to communicate each other. And TV broadcast, we can go to another channel. Example, maybe ranking 1 is also about teaching and learning, and etc. Maybe using picture. This is the one of communication and the process of learning and teaching and learning for using instructional media. And choosing appropriate media for a lesson. Determination of appropriate media for a particular lesson will depend on the mode of instructional, such as self instruction, group instruction, a combination of both, or direct instruction. So you have to choose the appropriate media for your student. Example, for kindergarten student, you have to choose the appropriate instructional, the appropriate media. Example, using picture, you draw the picture by your hand. Maybe you will draw elephant, giraffe, dog, and etc. For the university students, it's better you to use computer, to use InFocus to make process teaching and learning be better and effectively. And the use of media will also depend on the level complexity. And by Fakogon 2011 provide the level of complexity regarding instructional media as follows: low complexity, medium complexity, and high complexity. From my conclusion, this paper focused on the use of instructional media in teaching and learning from Nigerian perspective. Lecturers should not that instructional media are to be used not only to supplement teaching and learning, but to make them more exciting, scientific, or technological oriented. So, based on Nigerian perspective, it's not so far from Indonesia, and the problem is not so far too. Like electricity and the media is not enough. Maybe in our university there are some classes in here, but in focus only limited for us. So we can only use the focus sometimes, not in every subject. So the problem electricity too. Like in Pekanbaru also, we always lose the electricity. Not so far from Indonesia. So guys, I think just that all. This is all my presentation. Thank you for your attention. And if you have a question, you can ask the moderator. Come back to the moderator.
Well, thank you for the presenter, and the section is the question section, and if you still confused and didn't understand, you can ask her about the instructional media in learning, especially in Nigerian perspective.
Okay, Dian, I have a question for you. My name is Adisanteni. My question is, if there is no electricity in the village, so how we use instructional media? Thank you.
Okay, Ade, thanks for your question. I will try to answer it. If there is no electricity in the area, in the Nigerian, how should we use instructional media? Okay, if there is no electricity, we can use a manual instructional media. Maybe using picture. The teacher can use some picture to take the interest from the students. By drawing in front of the class, or teacher prepare the material before the class. The teacher maybe drawing it on the paper and press on the whiteboard, or the teacher can draw in the whiteboard direct when the learning and teaching process. So I think that's all. So guys, I think there is no question anymore. Back to the moderator.
Well, thank you for the questioner, and I think that's all. And the present finished. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.